Okay people, this is himself. Welcome to another Tekken 7 Marduk guide. In this video we're going to look at his ground throws. I'm going to show you setups, properties and a 100 plus damage combo related to the subject. Now if this is your first time here and you want to learn all about Marduk, hit that subscribe button. There's a whole load of videos coming and I'm sure you'll be interested. But back to this video. Marduk has two ground throws and they're both dangerous. One of them is down back 2+4, this is a 2 break and it has 6 different animations. When they're feet towards, you get the body slam, but the position they end up in depends on how they start. If it's face up, they end up face down. If it's face down, they end up face up. When they're feet away, you get the knee strike, and just like with the body slam, if they start face up, they end up face down, and if they start face down, they end up face up. Now with all 4 of these, there are no guaranteed hits, but what you can do is set up the tackle, and there's 2 ways to do this. The first is using DF3-4, this closes the distance and you'll reach people who stand, back roll or side roll into standing. What it also allows you to do is use Python Explosion, that way you can hit people who stay down and side roll. The weakness of this though is that wake up kicks can beat you. So to stop that, you can sidestep into stance. That way you evade both kicks and you can still tackle. Sadly the explosion won't catch side rolls, but it still hits people staying on the ground and it also punishes wake up kicks. On top of that, if you suspect a kick, you can wait and then launch them. At the wall, the Oki is a bit different. With the body slam, instead of sidestepping, we back up. This way you evade all wake up attacks and then you can tackle. On top of that, if you're fast enough, you can also punish kicks with power straight. This gives a wall bounce, which means more damage. Now if you want to know what the combos are, I already did a video on it, so if you want to see that, there's a card in the corner and a link in the description. To stop people staying on the ground, you can use D3. Whether they're face up or face down, this is both side rolls and wake up kicks. With the knee strike, things are different again. Here they can tech roll, so the Oki is a bit weakened. What we can do though is set up VTS throws. These attract both directions and they have specific breaks. I also did a video on them, so do check that out. To stop people ducking, we can use flash hook. This is completely safe and at the right angle it will wall splat. What that does is it causes people to stay down, but to counter that we can use D3. This is both side rolls, people staying down and wake up kicks. Tech rollers can crouch to block it, but it's only -12. One thing I did try was doing the knee strike here. I was hoping for a wall break or a balcony break, but sadly you get neither. Now the 5th animation is when they're sideways and face down. This gives you the rib smash, and unlike the other animations you actually get proper Oki. The best option here is D4, this hits all options apart from staying down. To cover that we can use D3, this hits all options apart from standing, but even then the move is only -12. To cover that we have DF1, you do need to be fast here, but this will launch standers, back rollers and wake up kicks. The 6th and final animation is when they're sideways and face up. This gives you the mount and from there all his mount attacks are available. Now I will be covering these in more detail in the future, so if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe. The other ground throw is DB1+3 and this is a bit simpler. As long as you don't catch them on the side, you get the Hercules toss, and from there you have 3 options. The first is for damage and this gets you 55. The second option is for wall carry and this gets you 47 without splatting. It's also the best option when you have rage. The third option is also for wall carry, but the problem is it can be inconsistent, so unless you're confident, always go for option 2 because this is only 5 points more. Now that's when you pick up from the floor, but when you use it as part of a combo, things are a bit different. Unlike Armor King's ground throw, this doesn't reset the combo, so anything you do afterwards is heavily scaled. On top of that, if you've already used a tailspin, you can't use it again, so any of your follow-ups are gonna be different. One option is up back 1+2. This spikes onto the ground and then the sweep is guaranteed. But things are a bit more complicated. If you hit this early, you get 29 damage, which is not bad, but if you time it right, you can get 49. This happens because the fall itself does 20 damage, and after that, you can still hit them. Another option is the stomp. This does less damage, but it has its benefits. Based on my testing, up back 1+2 is guaranteed, and if they eat it standing, while standing 3 is unavoidable. Because of that, people will stay down, because that minimises the damage, but what that does is it leaves them open to another ground throw. What you can also do is use DF1. You have to take a tiny step first, but if you've done it right, it launches wake up kicks, standers and back rollers. For the remaining 2 positions, there is no throw up. Instead, when they're sideways, you get the same animations as the 2 throw. So as you can see, Marduk's ground throws are damn good, but what you need to know is how to land them in the first place. Now one of the most obvious is with the wall combo. Having walls can seriously boost Marduk's damage, and in my opinion, you should almost always go for these. The second place is after throws. Marduk is a great grappler and he's got good oki as well. Because of that, most people will just stay down, so if you get a hard read, ground throws are the way to go. Beyond that, there are certain moves that either guarantee a ground throw attempt or put you in a good position for one. One of them is sidestep 1+2. On hit, this plants them face down, and from there, a ground throw attempt is guaranteed. What's good about this move is that it's +1. It's one of the few moves that he has that's not negative on block, and on top of that, the block animation makes something that is a lot more, so often you can follow up without fear of interruption. The issue though is that it's slow and it doesn't have that much range either. Another move is counter hit while standing 4. Again, they land face down and the attempt is guaranteed. But the issue here is that the timing is a bit awkward. If you go too early, you won't catch them, but if you go too late, they'll escape. Because of that, if you just want the damage, go for the stomp. This is easy and it's guaranteed. Third move is counted from crouching DF4. Here, you have enough frames for the throw to be a combo. Because of that, in the right situation, you can do over 130 damage. The problem though is that this move is slow and it's incredibly risky. On block it's -26, so not everyone is going to launch you. Fourth move, F4 heel drop. Here the ground throw attempt is not guaranteed because they can get out to escape. But what you can do is stuff to stop them. One option is F3+4. This is an unblockable and it does more damage than the guaranteed stomp. Sadly a low get up kick beats it, but to cover that we can use back 3. This is standards, back rollers, and on count hit you get a stun. Fifth move, D1 elbow. This is similar to F4 in that they can get up to escape, but as I've just shown, we have the tools to keep them grounded. What's also good is the frames. On block it's 0 and on hit it's +5, so you can trap them with back 4 or command throws. The standout feature though is that against back rolls, up forward 4 is a hit, and this is important because this move itself is a ground throw setup. Here, unless they spring kick or recovery kick, the attempt is guaranteed. To cover that though, we can use flash hook. This launches both options and it also hits back rolls. However, if you want to be a bit more adventurous, you can use F3 too. Against the spring kick, you get the flip spike, but against recovery kick and back rollers, it's a true hit, and that can lead to serious damage. Also, if you get a hard read on spring kicks, you can do this: stance, sidestep and back throw. Cause they're recovering from the kick, they can't duck, and that means the throw is there for the taking. Now there is one more move that guarantees a ground throw attempt, but I'm saving that for another video. My next guide will be on power crush tactics, so if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe. In the meantime, check out my other stuff and I'll see you guys in the future.